Hallo, meine liebe Schüler. Today, we're going to finish our review by looking at adverbs, words that modify nouns. Let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. For today's class, you're going to need your workbook. And you're also going to need a piece of paper or your German notebook. Wir brauchen unser Arbeitsbuch und unser Heft. So guys, can you tell me, what word do we use to express what we do not want, to negate something? We know yes, yeah, and we know nein, no. But when we want to say, I do not want to sleep, I do not care, I do not know, what is the word that we use? You are right. We use the word nicht. In this conversation, you can see several times the use of the verb, of the adverb nicht. Please pay attention to the location of the adverb in each of the sentences. Ich weiß nicht, ich möchte nicht, ich möchte nicht mitmachen. As you were able to see, the word nicht is an adverb. It negates the verb. It adds meanings to the verb. In this case, it adds meanings by saying that you do not want to carry out that verb. And as you saw in the dialogue above, it always goes after the verb. Which verb? The conjugated verb. You could say, ich möchte spielen. I want to play. But if you do add nicht after the conjugated verb möchte, want, then you're saying, I want not to play, or I do not want to play. Sometimes we forget this because it's the opposite as in English. In English, we first say the negation and then we say the word. I do not want to play, I do not want to eat. But in German, it's the other way around because we already know the rule that the verb is always in the second position. The adverb will always come right after the verb. Let's see some examples. Ich weiß nicht. I do not know. Ich möchte nicht. I do not want. Ich möchte nicht spielen. I do not want to play. As you can see here, this is the conjugated verb. Nicht follows the conjugated verb, and then the verb in infinitive is sent to the very end. Ich spiele nicht so gern. Do you remember the meaning of gern? This is another adverb that we had already learned. And yes, you are right. It means to like. When we have two adverbs, as is in this case, the adverb nicht and the adverb gern, nicht always goes before gern. Think of nicht as the big brother that always wins the place next to the verb. Think of them both, the adverbs, as best friends of the verb. They always want to be as close to the verb as possible. So you always have the verb, then the adverbs, and then whatever complements the sentence may have. But if you have two adverbs, nicht will come before. Now, have you got it? Let's put it to practice. What I want you to do is go to your workbook. You are going to go to page, this Arbeitsbuch stands for the workbook, the S stands for Seite, the page, and this is the page number, Seite 31. And I want you to do Übung 11, exercise 11. Here it is on the bottom, okay? In this exercise, what you need to know to do is put the sentences in order. I'm going to click here to show you the exercise. You have it in your workbook. So this is the first one. Nicht weiß ich. you need to put the sentence in the correct order. How are you going to do it? You know that sentences always start with the subject, which is the subject ich. Then they are always followed by the verb. As I told you, the verb is always in the second position. Weiß. And then comes the adverb, the negation, nicht. I do not know. So write it like this in your workbook. And if you do not know the meaning of weiß, to know, put it on the top. I already did the first one for you. Please do numbers 2 to 5 on your own. We will be checking them together next class. When you're done with this exercise, I'm going to ask you to turn the page. Turn the page. And we're going to do exercise 12. Exercise 12. In this exercise, let me put it here for you. In this exercise, what you have to do is to negate each of these sentences. It says, schau das Bild, look at the picture und antworte mit nicht, and answer with nicht. Let's do the first one together. Du heißt also Peter. You are called Peter. Nein, ich heiße Peter. No. How can we say I am not called Peter? Ich heiße nicht Peter. In your workbook is a little bit different. What you need to put is the name Peter. Let's do the second one, and then you can do the rest on your own. Du bist 6 Jahre alt. You are 6 years old. How can we say, no, I am not 6 years old? Nein, ich bin, then comes the negation, which is going to be the nicht. Remember, now we're working with the adverb. No nein, but the adverb. Ich bin nicht, right after the verb bin. Ich bin nicht 6 Jahre alt. How old do you think this guy is? I think he's probably just like you. Wie alt ist er? Vielleicht 12, vielleicht 13. You can do 3, 4, and 5 on your own. Remember, you are trying to negate each sentences, with the exception of the last one, which if it has ja, that means you're going to write it in the positive. What are you going to do when you're finished with these 2 exercises? Let's go back to the presentation. When you're done, you need to go to Google Classroom, and in Google Classroom, in classwork, you will say an activity that is called Wiederholung, review, Lección 5. There, you need to take a screenshot of your completed pages, 29, which we already finished completely. You can skip page 30, and 31, which you also just completed right now. You are going to upload these 2 pages, a screenshot of these 2 pages in Google Classroom. And you are also going to upload the 2 exercises that we did in your notebook. The one about numbers. If you don't remember, let's just go back. Wait. This one that you have in your notebook, and the one on personal pronomen. This one that you also have in your notebook. So please upload both exercises that you did in your work in a piece of paper and the 2 workbook pages. Where? Let me show you here. So we're already in E. If I go to classwork and I go here to model 3 Schule, the 3rd exercise is the one that is called Wiederholung, but I'm going to move it to the top so that you have it there at the very top. See? So if you open here, you can say it says upload pages 29 and 31 of the workbook and the exercises. Here it also says to answer the questions with nicht. don't worry about that one. This workbook, this notebook exercise, we will do it together in class on Tuesday. So you only need to upload the 2 workbook pages, 29 and 31, and the 2 exercises that you did in your notebook, the one on numbers and the one on the verb to be. So it can be in 3 screenshots if you have the exercises together, or if you have the exercises apart, then it can be in 4 screenshots. So that is all for today. Let me stop the share. Thank you so much for watching this video and for doing this work. Ich danke vielmals. I'm very grateful. So try to complete this activity by Monday, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. I really look forward to seeing you again in class. I also remind you that the other activity that you need to complete for Monday is Quizlet set 11, sich verabreden. I can also show you that set. If we go back to the share, let me just put it back. Here you have it. Just below the grammar, wiederholung, you have Quizlet set 11, sich verabreden. You can see a link to the set. It's already in the Quizlet app. And if the app is not working for any reason, the set is here. You know, you need to write 2 times each word with its definition and send it to me via Jupyter mail. This assignment is due tomorrow. You have to submit it tomorrow. It's a very short set. It will not take you a lot of time to do. This assignment you have until Monday to do. Until Tuesday, as a matter of fact. But if you can get it done before, it would be better. So 2 assignments to complete on the week. Sich verabreden, Quizlet set. As always, 1 time the flashcards, 1 time the match mode. And the learn mode to 100%. And uploading your completed workbook pages 29 and 31 and your 2 notebook exercises in Google Classroom, Classwork Wiederholung. So that is all. Tschüss, bis Dienstag.